Hey everyone, it's Taint Knight here, and today I will be showing you how I mod and play the Warframe Gara. Now, Gara is a glass rim that came out in the plains of Hydron. I keep wondering if this is an Easter egg towards Naruto, but who knows? I'll leave that thought to other people in the comments. But for now, let's talk about why do I feel like it's a glass cannon. Is it because of her glassy abilities? No, it is not. It's actually because not only she hits like a truck, but she dies really fast too. Let's look at her first ability, the Shattered Lash. Shattered Lash is affected by both power strength and power range. But not only Warframe's mods, but also the melee weapon mods. Now, depending on the element fixed in the melee weapon, it deals damage against different types of enemy. For example, against armored unit, I've seen corrosive and blast doing higher damage than violent and radiation. Whereas against corpus unit, or well non-armored unit, I've seen viral and radiation do higher damage than corrosive and blast. Her second ability, the Splinter Storm, is basically the answer for the question how do I play this Warframe if it dies too fast? Well, depending on its power strength, it can reach up to 90% damage reduction, which allows her to live fairly well. Now, this ability is affected by power strength, power range, and power duration. Now, this shield can be casted on allies and on self and on enemies. Now, if you cast it on self and allies, it gives damage reduction. But if it casted on enemies, it gives a damage multiplier against the target enemy. Like this. Her third ability is Spectro Rage. Spectro Rage creates a shield-like zone in which enemies, if inside, keeps firing at the mirror instead of you. Now I feel like it's a hybrid between Loki's decoy and Vortex. The reason for me saying this is basically, as you can see, enemies in the circle is drawn towards the mirror instead of you, and any enemies outside of the mirror, or basically zone, is basically attracted to run into the circle. This creates a fun game where you can actually, lead the greener away from some certain place. Now, the damage reflected by these mirrors are affected by power strength, while the range increases its range as well as the number of shields. And the power duration, of course, increases duration. Now, if half of the shields are destroyed, it will do an instant damage against all the enemies inside it. Her fourth ability is called Mass Vetrify. Mass Vetrify creates a shield-like area around Gara which stops bullet from hitting her from the outside. And enemies that it comes in contact with the shield while it's expanding or while new enemy comes inside are affected by molten glass, which solidifies over time. These solidified targets take 50% more damage. Now, this ability is affected by power strength, power range, and power duration. Now, I understand power duration and power range, but why strength? Well, not only strength, but also melee mod affects this ability, because you can detonate this ability using her first on the shield, and it will affect every enemy around the shield in a certain range. And according to my build, I know I can be far from an enemy about 39 meters and still hit them at max channel. Now let's look at my build. I built Gara for max range. Now this build consists of a decent power strength which allows me to get 90% damage reduction from my second ability, as well as being able to one-shot them at least 80 level range. Except for the bombers because they are tanky as hell. but they can still be killed with 3 or 2 hits with it. Now let me show a demonstration in Hydron. By the way, I forgot to mention 2 facts, which is 1, if your Splinter Storm is already affecting enemies around or yourself or allies, it can be refreshed to Mass Vetrify. And also, while casting Mass Vetrify, you are invulnerable.